Every hour, every minute, every second, there's something new happening in your favorite pastime. Get all caught up here on Pastimes on the Mic. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok. Send us any questions below. Here is the Gmail. Tell us who you think's going to win the championship games this week. The AFC champion, NFC champion. We got Ravens versus Chiefs, Lions versus Niners. Send us who you think's going to win. This is our football segment here on Pastimes on the Mic. And boys, first and foremost, how are we doing today? How are we feeling?
Let's go Lions! Repping the Lions right now. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Dennis? How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good. Worked this morning, 7 a.m. to 11. Couldn't beat that. I don't know who gave up that shift, but that was beautiful.
That's awesome.
I'm just kind of hanging out, man. I'm stoked for my Lions this weekend. Not like you guys know I'm a Giants fan, but the Lions, they've always been my little brother team. Kind of like a team I want to see do well. Their history is abysmal.
Yeah.
They've got cool jerseys. I like their logo. Lions are cool. Why not, right?
Exactly.
And I'm glad to see that they're finally doing well.
Yeah.
Finally doing well.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see the Lions. I'm really happy to see
Yeah,
them.
me too.
I think the whole world is rooting for the Lions at this point. If you're not a Chiefs, Ravens, or Niners fan, I think everybody's rooting for the Lions.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good story.
If the audience can tell, I'm rooting for the Ravens, though. Got to root my boy Lamar Jackson. He should have been the Jets QB 5 years ago, but that's a topic for a different day. But yeah, for the NFC, though, I'm definitely pulling for the Lions. So hopefully we get a Super Bowl for the people. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Though.
I mean, you see, like you want to see a new team make it, you know? Like,
yeah.
Obviously, you know, I actually think the Lions have a very good chance against the 49ers because they haven't been that all impressive. I feel like. I mean, I know they were coming off the bye when they played the I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
Packers.
Yeah, the Packers almost beat them. It was a close game up until, you know, late, but
listen.
I do think the Lions have a legit chance at beating the 49ers. Chiefs, Ravens, I don't know. I mean, Ravens just look really good. Really good. I know you're probably excited to see that. Nick, Lamar's your boy. You love watching the Ravens.
Yep. Yeah. The Ravens, man, just a display they had against the Texans. And we all know that Texans offense is the real deal. They embarrassed Cleveland 2 weeks ago. So the fact that the Ravens contained that offense, man, you know what? They held them to 10 points? That was it.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs, you know, look, they're a different team in the playoffs. And including myself, a lot of people have been saying it. The Chiefs were kind of looked a little mid in the regular season. Granted, they beat the Bills. They're probably the hottest team entering the playoffs. And we'll talk about that game in a second. But, yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about the Ravens, man. I feel like it's time for someone else to really represent the AFC here. I think Lamar's due for that ring. So really pulling for them, man. Really hope they get this win against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm a little concerned about the Chiefs, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I really am.
A lot of things had to go right for them to win that Bills game towards the end in that fourth quarter. That was
and I've kind of concerned by the lack of people bringing up the fact that there were a lot of guys on that Bills defense that were pushing shopping carts at my store a week ago.
Yeah,
honestly,
they're banged up.
They were guys right off the street, some of them. So they were very banged up, and they got taken the distance. Mahomes had a good game, but honestly, Isaiah Pacheco ran all over them.
Yeah.
And when your best player is Ed Oliver and a very old, past his prime Von Miller.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? You know, who else was on that defense that's really a game changer? I don't know. Even Ed Oliver, it's not like he's a perennial
the Lions
all-pro.
defense isn't. I mean, the Bills defense is not that bad. It's not that bad, but like you're saying, that Leonard Floyd's not that bad. Who's their safety? Jordan Poyer. Not terrible, but still, it should not. The Bills did everything wrong, and the Chiefs really did just squeeze out a win there in that game.
Yeah, What'd you guys think about that fourth quarter, though, man? With Tyler Bass, dude, that was
You
just
can't put all the blame on the kicker.
no. I know.
I get it. That's his job, and I do agree he should make that kick. But the Bills did almost. It was the Bills' fault they lost. You can't put all the blame on that Tyler Bass.
I also and I agree. I also want to say another person that deserves a big chunk of blame. Stephon Diggs looked washed out there, man. He looked washed. Josh Allen was throwing passes to him right in the chest, bro. Easy drops. It was just, I don't know, man. He looked terrible. He looked terrible that game.
He's looked terrible most of the season. Since week 8, he hasn't had a single 100-yard game.
Yep.
Which is obviously a pretty high threshold, but you expect Stephon Diggs, of all people, to hit that at least once or twice.
Week. Yeah.
Not every week, but once or twice, I'm sure he can do. He's capable of it. We've seen it in the past.
Yep.
So I don't know how much of it were the Bills won and the Chiefs won, or did the Bills lose? I honestly am kind of leaning towards the former there, or excuse me, the latter. I'm a little concerned about how they're going to do against this Ravens defense, man. I really am. I really am. I don't think the Ravens, and you certainly know Justin Tucker's not going to be missing field goals. So the Chiefs, they really got to step it up here, man. They really do.
No, it should be a good test. It really should be. It should be a good test, a good game. You got experience. Patrick Mahomes making his 6th straight AFC Championship game. I mean, he is, just. I'm not going to go the length of saying he's the next Tom Brady, but I mean, he's very well up there getting into those conversations if he pulls off another Super Bowl win this year. But I mean, and you got Lamar, who's hungry. He's looking for another. He's looking for that first Super Bowl appearance. He hasn't had it yet. I honestly think that's going to be the best game of the week. But I'm sorry, Nick. Sorry to rain on your parade, but I do think that the Chiefs pull out the win. I just think experience goes a long way. And I everyone could say what they want about Patrick Mahomes in the regular season, but it's just something about these guys that they turn on in the playoffs. They activate the switch, and I think Mahomes just has that. And I don't think that the Ravens offense can go out there and compete as well as how they're going to do with the Chiefs. It really comes down to the Ravens defense, how they stop Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Pacheco and Rashee Rice.
And something very important to point out is Mark Andrews might be coming back for the Ravens. I don't know if he definitely is.
Huge.
That's a huge
but he might be coming back. So
Likely hasn't been that bad.
I was about to say, I want to shout out Isaiah Likely, man.
Yeah, but now you got another one. And let's be honest, the receiving core on the Ravens, Nelson Aguilar just got a touchdown for them.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
not like it's great to begin with. They're very good. They're all good players.
Yeah.
But there's no guy. Now they have a guy. So they have arguably the best tight end in the league coming back. So we'll see how that plays out. But
I mean, they also added Dalvin Cook. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't think it's that. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make a difference, honestly.
He actually had some good runs. Granted, it was like garbage time pretty much, but he had some good runs in the fourth quarter of that game against Houston. He looked pretty good.
They really pulled away in that fourth quarter against the Texans. I'm not going to lie. It was a close game up until that fourth quarter. Like the Texans really held their own, but again, it's a better team. I think the Ravens are at the end of the day, and they pulled away in that fourth quarter. But I'm not gonna lie. The Ravens had a little bit of trouble first quarter all the way to the third.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll say.
You guys want to make your picks? You want to make your picks for who you think's gonna win, Nick?
Let's do it. I'm
assuming you got the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm picking the Ravens. If Lamar Jackson can just keep limit turnovers. I don't know, maybe get Odell involved a little bit, get a huge playoff performance out of him. Could happen. I mean, we saw it when he was with the Rams. Granted, that was 2 years ago. That could be a huge difference maker.
Keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming, man.
I mean, he proved a lot of people wrong in 2021 with the Rams. So I mean, it could happen. Zay Flowers looked pretty good, and then if you get Mark Andrews back, I'm liking for the Ravens. I'm liking it, and that defense.
I think it's gonna be a great game. I think that's gonna be a great game. Honestly,
the defense is the big X factor, though.
Ravens defense is legit. Very good.
If they can just contain Mahomes, do what they've been doing all year, I got the Ravens, man, definitely.
Yeah.
And for the NFC, I'm going with Detroit Lions going to the Super Bowl. I think they're due. It's like you said, the Niners. They've kind of the Niners. They kind of had a little trouble against Green Bay a little bit. Dan Campbell, that guy is just an absolute monster as a head coach. I think he will take all the risks necessary to get them over the hump. I'm going with the Lions, man.
I'm going Ravens. I want and think that the Ravens and Lions are going to win. When I played flag football, I was a Raven. I got a couple of sacks as the rusher. Some people call me the Ray Lewis of flag football. I'm kidding. I wasn't that guy. I was washed by that point. But listen, what it is I think Mark Andrews, if he does come back, I haven't seen if he does or doesn't, but I'm assuming if he was questionable to play against the Texans, I'm assuming that he'll be playing against the Chiefs. Right? So you have him coming back. You have Lamar Jackson, who ran for over 100 yards on the Texans defense, which is no slouch. Obviously, the Chiefs defense is a little bit better. The Chiefs do have a very good defense, don't get me wrong. But I think the special teams and kicking of the Ravens, that I'll give them the edge with. I think just everything, man. Everything. I like Ravens. They're home. The fans are going to bring the heat.
Great place to watch a game, I'm not going to lie.
Aside from Travis Kelce, I don't know. There's always somebody on the Chiefs who always makes a boneheaded play.
Well, I don't know. I think they're benching Tony. I think they're benching Tony.
Yeah, but aside from him, aside from Mahomes, Kelce, and their offensive line.
I'm pretty sure it was McCole Hardman, right? Didn't McCole Hardman have a really bad
the fumble through the end zone?
Yeah.
And listen, if you watch the play, it's not like he just dropped it.
Yeah, no.
It was a very tough play. It happens.
He got rocked. Yeah,
it happens. But I don't know, man. Their entire wide receiver room, all of them have collectively the lowest IQ of any unit in sports. I can't think of anybody worse.
They do not have a great wide receiver room. It really is. It's not that good.
But I do want to take the time to say that they never used Richie James, and he was the best player on a playoff team last year. The best receiver on a playoff team.
Rashid Rice has been pretty. I'm not gonna lie. He's been their best. He's been their best receiver this year for sure. But aside of Kelce, and I don't even think Kelsey's having a crazy year. I'm sure he's putting up good numbers. But
he had a great week.
Yeah. But still, Rice has been good, and Pacheco. He's really picked up for sure for the Chiefs. Those two players that just come to mind. Everyone else, I can't say the same about. Scantling dropping passes. But
yeah. Well, you could pencil in 2 massive plays to Scantling that he's going to drop every single game. You can just pencil it in, man.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned about that. And the Ravens, I understand Andy Reid and Mahomes have a connection, but Harbaugh isn't an idiot.
No, he's a great coach.
He's coached in a Super Bowl before. He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's not like their team is incompetent. I think they're going to be prepared. I think they're going to be ready for this.
I think it's a great matchup. I really do. I think it's a very good matchup.
It's fun, but I do think the only thing the Chiefs really have going for them is, one, their defense is very good, and 2, the fact that it's Mahomes and Kelce. They just broke the record set by Brady and Gronk for most touchdowns as a tandem in playoff history. They have 16. Brady and Gronk have 15.
Yeah.
So it's, that connection is unbreakable. They're very good. Kelce didn't have great regular season stats, but he's turning it on in the playoffs because he can kind of afford to. The Chiefs knew that they're going to win the division 5 weeks ago. Their division sucked.
Yeah.
So he can just kind of turn it on and off when he wants to. He's that good. He can get away with it.
Yep.
So hopefully it's a close game. No more blowouts. No more blowouts.
So I'm assuming you're going with the Ravens?
Yeah, I'm going with Ravens and Lions. Okay. I'm rooting for them.
The People's Championship, the People's Super Bowl. I like it.
Yes.
And I'm not against it because I do also want that. I really do. But I just think at the end of the day, Chiefs pull out a win, and I think the Lions pull out a win.
It's hard.
I'm taking the 2 road teams.
Yeah,
The road
it's
dogs.
hard. It's hard not to say the Chiefs, man. It really is. Not to sound cliche, it is Brady and Gronk again. That's what it is. It's like
I think
they turn it up in the playoffs, dude. When they
Mahomes
seem
really has a chance to really prove his legacy this weekend and really show, like, like, I'm that guy. I run the NFL. I'm that good. Blah blah blah. Granted, I've been very vocal about this. There is one quarterback that is taken down Mahomes besides Tom Brady, and that is Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow was not hurt and he was playing in this playoffs right now, I'm telling you right now, he would beat the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think Joe Burrow has something, and I've always said Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes has proven all that. Joe Burrow can't really stay healthy, which sucks. But I just think Joe Burrow has what Josh Allen needs to beat Mahomes, and maybe there's a little luck sprinkled in there. Missed field goals, all that, drop passes. But I think Joe Burrow is someone to look for next year. I know I'm getting a little ahead, but.
yeah,
Just wanted to
definitely.
throw that out there.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, dude. That is just one of the most lethal duos in any sport. It's insane. It's insane. So yeah,
I'm
definitely
curious
agree
what
on
they're gonna do. The Bengals in the offseason.
I think T. Higgins is gonna be a giant for you, Dennis.
Oh, I hope so, and I hope he plays. I hope Darren Waller. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Married to Kelsey Plum,
Kenny
WNBA
Galladay.
legend. Don't get me started on that guy. But Darren Waller, it's like, dude, he was one of my favorite players in the league when he was with the Raiders. I love Darren Waller. Bubby, you gotta stay healthy.
Yeah.
You gotta stay healthy. Like it is getting to a point where it's like between my Suns, my Yankees, and my Giants. It's like I should just like open up a freaking hospital.
Yeah,
honestly, it's the only way I can meet my players. They're every single time. Every single time I turn on the TV, somebody has another injury. So hopefully T. Higgins can just play, just show up, bud. Please.
I think that's the destination. I think that's where he goes in the off season.
Makes too much sense.
I feel like he has Giants written all over him.
Yep.
And I don't think he wants to be the underdog to Jamar Chase anymore. I think he really wants to show that he's an elite number one receiver in the NFL. And Giants are dying for one. I think he goes there. I think he goes to the Giants. I think Calvin Ridley's also a free agent next year.
Him and Mike Evans are both free agents, yes.
So those are two I would love for Washington to go after a guy like Mike Evans, man.
I would rather have Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or can we get both? Do you think?
He could. I think he could.
This might be a hot take, but I wouldn't be surprised Mike Evans ends up in Kansas City, dude. They need a wide receiver, dude. That would be gross.
I know, but like Rashid Rice is obviously not a number one receiver, but I really feel like he's not getting enough credit for what.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. But it's also, I mean, they're trying to win now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like if Kelsey,
Mike Evans. Wow, I didn't think about that. Sorry, Dennis, but I didn't think about that.
Okay.
Mike Evans to the Chiefs.
That's gross. In a good way. That's gross. Like that's just like an insane.
That's like Tom Brady
trio.
getting his Randy Moss. Like it's just like
that's the move. That's the move the Chiefs might have to make, man. It's kind of similar.
I mean, there've been rumors that Kelsey might retire.
Throughout
the year. I don't know if that's true or not.
I've seen that. I think
but if he does, then suddenly it's like I can't take the Chiefs seriously. It's like they have a star quarterback and a good defense, and nobody else on the team to get through the regular season.
Very
I don't know.
important player to the Chiefs franchise.
Right. So if you have a Mike Evans or somebody who's reliable, then yeah, that would reset things.
I think the Chiefs realize like if they were to lose a Travis Kelce, they know what they need to do to get another player like that back into the offense. So they're still fighting for chances to make it into the playoffs.
And here's another trade target that I was thinking of. We were just talking about this duo on the Ravens, Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. Maybe Likely gets traded. I know the Colts need a tight end, but let's say Kelce does retire. That could be a crazy underrated move for the Chiefs to acquire Isaiah Likely or something. That would be insane.
Or maybe they want to go the young route and they want to keep Likely.
I was going to say, I think they'd be more likely to trade Mark Andrews, or they could do what some teams have done, and the Patriots did it with Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski and keep them both.
Yeah, just keep them both. Yeah.
Just keep them both. I mean, especially for a team that runs as much as they do, having like an extra 2 blockers that can also catch passes and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not
deadly.
undervalued.
It's deadly. It's deadly, man.
You know,
So
especially because they don't have superstar wide receivers.
to kind of pull away from the playoff talk, because we've all made our picks.
I thought we were going to talk about the Lions.
Oh, you want to talk about the? We can talk about the
I would
Lions.
love to talk about the Lions.
All right.
Let's talk about the Lions, bro.
I mean, I'm wearing a Calvin Johnson jersey, man. You know who I want. I said the Lions. Let's go. Lions.
Yeah, but I want to talk about it. I think the Lions are going to win. I don't know why people are down. All three of us agree with us. I think all three of us are trying to speak it into fruition.
Yes.
Because the 49ers, with the upside is certainly there. Debo might not play. I saw that.
That's a big loss.
That's a huge loss.
That's a big loss.
I'm also concerned the first 3 quarters of that Packers game, Brock Purdy looked horrific.
Horrible.
He looked horrible.
He's been shaky lately, man.
He clicked later on. So who knows? Was that just I'm kind of asking you guys, do you think that was just the bye week and just trying to get loose, trying to get ready? Or do you think that maybe the moment is too big for him? We saw the way that Lions defense played against the Rams. That's a ferocious defense. Statistically, they're not one of the best units in the postseason, but in terms of effort, I understand some people are going to point to numbers, analytics, this, that, the other, but sometimes it's not about the X's and O's. It's about the Jimmys and Joes. Alex Anzalone, Aiden Hutchinson, some of the dudes on that team, they're out for blood. They're out for blood.
To talk about the Lions defense, I think Aiden Hutchinson is like a TJ Watt in the making right now. Like, we're watching this kid just destroy the league. But to answer your question, Dennis, about Brock Purdy, we can make the excuse that it's, the bye week, a little shaken up. But, I mean, Brock Purdy's what? This is his second playoff run?
Second year
in the playoffs. So, I mean, I don't know. I think he's a little shaken up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say the bye week. I'm not gonna say that's the reason why. He looked pretty bad, and it's a little concerning. And I'm not trying to overreact, but I don't think it was the bye week. I think he's a little shaken up. I think he's a little nervous. Nick, I know he's your boy. I know you like him, but I think the nerves got to him. I think it did.
And I actually agree with you to that point. And I will say this, though. I kind of hate to take where people think the brights are too light for Brock Purdy. I think he's going through a rough stretch because I feel like he's been shaky ever since that Ravens game in the regular season. He's just maybe he's just in a funk. He's in a funk right now. Look, he was a third-string quarterback, kind of came into the league and just tore it up immediately. Led the 49ers deep to the postseason last year. He's doing it again this year. It's just he's definitely a little shaky right now. He's a little shaky. It's probably some nerves. Yeah. Bye week. We see in hockey too. When guys sweep a team in the first round, they wait like a week or two until
that
happens. It throws the vibes off. You're not fresh. That's kind of what people were saying about the Ravens too. They're like, oh, will they be fresh? And that's how they kind of looked, like you said, those first 3 quarters. So maybe it was just schedule playing into it, but. Yeah, I'll be honest. I do love Brock Purdy. I think he's dope. But ever since that regular season against the Ravens, where he looked terrible, he was unplayable in that game. Ever since that game, he's been a little bit shaky ever since. So he's got to shake it off now. You got it.
When you got players like McCaffrey, Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, you got.
You have a lot to back you up. You got a lot to back you up.
You got a good supporting cast. You got players like. I mean, I don't know. I think the Lions are going. The Lions defense is going to have a day. I do. Yeah. And the 49ers line is no joke. Very good offensive line. Their left tackle, Trent Williams, ex-Washington Redskin. He's very good. Arguably one of the best left tackles in the league. So, I mean, Hutchinson, if they're matched up, he's going to have a good test. But I'm going to go with Dennis. I'm going to ride the Disney story. I'm going with the Lions. Okay. Riding high. They haven't been here in a while. They have all the momentum coming into 49ers San Francisco. Let's go. Let's go Lions.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm going Lions as well. I just feel like they have a lot of momentum on their side. A lot of momentum. 100%. They get, they beat a really good Rams team.
They're hungry, man. They want it. They need it, bro.
Exactly.
The 49ers, they're always in the talks of in the playoffs. They always like. I just want to see the Lions take them down, man. Like I would love to see that.
Yeah,
Agreed.
and I just love Dan Campbell so much. I love
Dan
how
Campbell.
so many teams are going with, younger coaches, kind of guys like Shanahan or McDaniel that are a little more laid back or whatever. And here's just this old school, right out of Central Casting, just a football guy.
Bite your
Just like
kneecap off.
just like, and when people were making fun of him after that press conference, I loved it at the time. I was like, this is great. We need a good character in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
And now that he's actually winning and people got to walk that back, that makes it that much better. I love Dan Campbell. That the guy is just an old school, like, I just like the guy.
I like how he's
like
not backing away either. Like to
he's
like
just
what
he is who he is.
Like
he
like
is
the
who
people
he
are
is.
saying like maybe you shouldn't do that maybe, and he's just doing it. Like he doesn't care. He's gonna go for it on 4th and 2.
He's
And
him.
he's still like he doesn't care about the analytics of it, the statistics, all that. Like he's going to do what he thinks is going to put his team in the best position to win, and he doesn't care about the risk.
Yeah, and guess what? When they make those 4th and 2s and conversions, the other team, it's backbreaking. You
It's
can see
momentum
it on them.
shifting.
It is backbreaking. It's because it's such a relentless offense. So if you get them on 4th down, it's like that's an accomplishment.
Oh yeah.
And then it's and dude, Amon Ra on third down conversions. This is unbelievable. I had this stat. I didn't catch it for this game, but against the
He looked awesome. He looked awesome.
Who'd they play? Oh, the Rams in the first round. This is what he did in the first round against the Rams. Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
He did it too against the Bucs too.
He had 3 third-down conversions against the Rams for 63 yards.
Wow.
Animal.
It's just unbelievable.
So it sounds like they're in 3rd and long a lot.
No, it's not even that. He just big plays, man. Just big plays. He's unbelievable.
No, he really has been like a safety blanket for Jared Goff. Like, and there's also some, other receivers. Reynolds, he got a touchdown. I'm pretty sure he gets back-to-back weeks with a touchdown in the playoffs. But yeah, Amon-Ra has been and Laporta. Laporta and Amon-Ra have been 2 key players for Jared Goff's success. And no discredit to Jared Goff at all. I'm just, when you have players like that, I mean, it really does help a lot. And Sam Laporta is really just, who was talking about this kid come draft day? Where was this kid? Was anyone talking? I feel like he wasn't that big of a name.
I will say this, just to add a little spice here. I did draft him in every league, in fantasy. I was like, I think this kid's in a sick offense. That's it. I wasn't really hyping him up draft day, but I was like, yo, I think this kid's gonna be freaking sick. What round did he go in? Was he a second rounder?
I have to look it up.
I could get it for you right now.
Because I didn't really hear his name much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't heard his name much either. And they just added Zach Ertz.
Second round, 34th pick overall.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had
second pick in the second round.
I thought he was like a 5th, 6th round pick. I didn't know he was that early.
Yeah, but still, I didn't really catch on to his name when fantasy drafts started happening in late July, August, or whatever. I was kind of just I'm like, Lions tight end. I'm like, who did he even have? I'm like, Sam Laporta. I'm like, Goff can slant. It's a pretty good offense. It's an explosive offense. I'm like, get me Sam Laporta, man. I'm like,
6 stats on the year too.
I always forget they're Donovan Peoples-Jones.
889 yards and 10 touchdowns.
I'm pretty sure he finished as the #1 fantasy tight end this year as a rookie.
He killed it.
He's
still killing it.
Kelsey's gonna pass the torch to this man, dude. I'm telling you, he's.
What's better game? Well, Kelsey versus Laporta in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, true. That'll be a fun matchup. Passing the torch. Kelsey rides off to the sunset with Taylor Swift. It's in the pudding, man.
Yeah, I think we're all just riding the Lions, man. I think that's what everyone wants.
You gotta.
The only thing is, man, this is so much like rooting for
Joe
the
Flacco.
Browns Ravens thing that I'm almost getting nervous. I'm getting nervous.
You're thinking with your heart, not your brain. But
yeah.
Yeah, but I think the Lions
I guess my brain says
my
brain says the 49ers could lose this one.
Oh, 100%.
I agree, yeah.
They have not looked impressive. And I
feel like
love
they're
Christian McCaffrey, man. I like that's the one player I really like on the 49ers.
Oh, me too. I like Juszczyk too.
Juszczyk he's a fan favorite.
I like their offense. I hate their defense.
Oh, I hate Chase Young. I hope he tears his ACL.
It's okay. That's a little aggressive. It's I think it's Greenlaw. Every single play that guy gets into it with somebody at the end of the play. It's like, you know what? I don't respect you. You're an annoying player.
Yeah, but he's trying to draw. He's probably trying to draw penalties and stuff, like get the reaction.
Yeah, but it's just obnoxious.
Yeah,
like dirty hits and things like that. Obviously,
they also got one of the best
that guy took that other dude's leg off against the Rams, but it's just like, you know what it is? It's like, I'm over it. There's so much stuff about football that I'm just over. Especially a team gets like a fumble recovery or interception or a 3 and out or whatever, and they start running to the end zone and doing their group pose like they're the freaking Power Rangers. I hate that so much.
Yeah,
that gets me so mad.
No, I get it. It is annoying, but the Lions do have a test. The 49ers defense is legit. Fred Warner's probably one of, if not the best linebacker, or Roquan Smith obviously is up there.
And they've seen Jared Goff a whole lot.
Yeah,
he was with the Rams.
So I mean, it's gonna. I know I said I have Chiefs Ravens as game of the week. Like I think that's gonna be a great game. But these 4 teams right now that we have in championship games are very good matchups. Like this is going to be a very good weekend of football.
Yeah,
it feels right.
That's what I say. If anything, these are the 4 right teams. These are the 4 right teams all season long. It's the 4 right teams. You can maybe make an argument for the Bills, but I think I'll take playoff Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think I'd take playoff Patrick Mahomes.
And you got a lot of things going for each team. Like I said, you got Patrick Mahomes. Really trying to build his legacy. Really trying to say I'm that guy. Lamar Jackson's looking for his first Super Bowl appearance.
McCaffrey.
Everyone's betting against the Lions all year. They looked at him as a joke. They're a legit team. And you got Christian McCaffrey, who probably wants to prove that he's the MVP of the league. I know they don't take postseason into account when they, consider voting, but they do. He has something to play for. Every team has something to fight for right now.
Let me ask you something.
What's up?
Bill Belichick interviewed with the Falcons twice now.
Okay.
People keep saying they're a quarterback away. If the Chiefs win and people start talking about Mahomes v. Brady, legacy-wise, does Brady come out of retirement, reunite with Belichick, and try to dethrone Mahomes?
No.
Mahomes is 0-2 against Tom Brady.
Maybe in a video game somewhere, but no.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have either.
Brady's done. I don't
think he would have either. I was just hoping maybe we could get a breakout clip out of it. Guess not.
It's not a bad take. It's really not. The 49ers pushed for Tom Brady last offseason. They pushed to get him. He just didn't want him.
Yeah.
So I think Brady's, is done with the whole football idea.
Yeah. If Brady said no to the 49ers, then I think that's a QB's galore.
But what I'm saying is if the Mahomes wins.
And he's a competitor too, Brady.
And that's what I mean. Is now people are going to be saying like, "Oh, is Mahomes better than Brady?" Which he's not.
No, he's not. I don't think.
I think Brady will just laugh it off with the 4 extra rings he has on Mahomes.
I don't know. It's not a bad. It's not a bad idea, Dennis. It really isn't.
It's not. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I
want to see it.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting.
As a Jets fan, I'm done with Brady. I think we saw 7 rings is enough for Brady. I think as a Jets fan, I'm good on that. But it would be.
You know what? It got to a point where I'm getting sick of the Chiefs, but it got to the point where Brady was winning so much that I stopped getting sick of him winning and started just like enjoying the greatness of it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it made watching football much better.
Of course.
Just going out with my friends to Wild Wings or Croxley's or something, getting a couple of beverages in us and just hanging out, watching it.
It also is weird not him being in it either, too. Like, he just got so used to it. Like, oh, Brady.
Yeah.
Here come Brady in the page.
Well, it really is the new era of quarterbacks. It's like we're done
yeah.
with the whole, Brady, Breeze. I mean,
Rivers. Eli.
Missing a lot of names.
But, I mean, back to
Chad
your point.
Pennington.
But back to your point, though, Dennis, with the Falcons and Bill Belichick. And, that's a fun offense. Drake London, Bijan Robinson. Maybe get the best of Kyle Pitts out of him. Yeah, man. Like, There's a lot of QBs.
You know,
that are gonna be
Belichick
on the
loves his
market.
tight ends. He loves his tight ends.
Yeah, there's going to be it's a QB carousel this offseason. Kirk Cousins rumors, Russell Wilson, obviously. So there's a lot of good names for Falcons.
There's a
too.
Russell Wilson rumor of him potentially going to the Raiders.
Personally,
God.
I want to see Russell Wilson to the Steelers. That's what I want to say. I want to see
Steelers-
Russell Wilson.
Keep Mason Rudolph. What does the guy got to do? What does he have to do? Does he have to? I mean,
He's not
at this point, like, how on earth? I like Mike Tomlin. How on earth did you see Mitch Trubisky and Kenny freaking Pickett and think they're better than Mason Rudolph? I don't think Mason Rudolph is like Terry Bradshaw too or anything like that. But what I'm getting at is, please just give this kid a legitimate chance.
I think they're
feel
all
bad
average,
for
and
him.
Mason Rudolph is just the best average one of the three.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that, but I don't think Russell Wilson would be better than Mason Rudolph
it's
now.
just the-
I think Russell Wilson would cook on the Steelers.
It's
dude.
just the name, really. I mean,
Oh my god!
I don't know.
Overcook.
Yeah, he had a solid year.
I'm done with the whole Russell Wilson, man. He's done.
Dude,
I'm
Get
I'm
a
over
done
it.
with
solid
Russell
year.
Wilson. The guy's arm is shot. If you watch, you look at his stats; they're all good. But if you actually watched,
I mean, like,
you'll see
what's the
everything was
difference?
short. Everything was screens and short passes.
what's
everything.
the difference between the
That's why he
Broncos
fell off
offense
so
and
much in the second
Steelers
half.
offense? What's the difference? Like, tell me the difference.
I think Pickens is the best wide receiver on both those teams by far.
Yeah, I agree.
By
I would
far.
agree. But I mean, you got Javonte Williams and Najee Harris. Really, I mean,
Better tight ends with the Steelers. I like Freiermuth.
And
That's
I don't know,
pretty good.
coaching too, that defense too on the other side of the ball. I think
I
it's
don't
just
know. I feel like
it's a
Russell Wilson
better-
was set up for
Yeah,
a winning team with the Broncos, getting Sean Payton, and
I agree
it
with
just,
that. In an
it
easy,
just-
much easier division.
it just crumbled in front of them. Like, they did have their streaks of winning, but I mean, I don't know. I'm done with the Russell Wilson. If Washington goes after a guy like that and doesn't, I don't know.
Like that's what I'm saying. It depends on the team. Washington and Russell Wilson, that's a bad fit. That's a
Yeah.
bad fit. Look, he's older, but I mean, what else the Steelers really got? I know Dennis loves Mason Rudolph. I think he's solid. I think he's a
I don't
better.
love him.
I
just
better
pity him.
QB
I
too.
pity him,
I think he's
honestly.
better
straight
QB
up
too.
for a quarterback. I don't think they should get someone like Russell Wilson.
I think it'd be a solid addition. You know, they're always in it.
It's not a bad take. Like, they obviously are. Like, they do need a quarterback, but I just don't think Russell Wilson's the answer for the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think you're kind of going backwards, if anything.
I agree with that.
I don't know. I disagree with that. Backwards.
They'll be paying a lot more for Russell Wilson than
He's
Mason
old.
Rudolph.
It also
He's
depends on the money,
old, and he's
too.
not the same quarterback. I mean, I really do think he had his chance in Denver, and I think he's just a backup now. I don't think he's a starter anymore.
I think he has one or two more good years left in him. I think he was solid last year in Denver. 2 years ago was brutal. I'll admit that. But I don't know. I feel like it could be a solid move for the Steelers.
I mean, the Steelers definitely need a quarterback.
And
They
the
for sure
Falcons
need
too.
him.
The Falcons too. They've been looking at Russell Wilson as well. So I mean, they're seeing something in him. I think it'd be solid. It's better than
I think I see a
Desmond
bench-
Ritter.
A backup quarterback in Russell Wilson's future.
What about Minshew to the Steelers, my guy?
Minshew would be nice on the Steelers.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. I mean, he did good this year for the Colts. Because he's not the starter there next year because they got AR coming back, 15. Anthony Richardson
Honestly, all jokes aside, if I was the Colts, I would keep Minshew.
as a backup. or a
Anthony
starter?
and backup turn starter because Richardson's going to get injured again. I mean,
True. That
he's
I'll
going to
agree
walk
with.
5 steps without freaking falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, he was injury prone.
He
Richardson.
got
what
injured
about-
like six
It was his
different
shoulder,
times
and,
in
it was his
3
shoulder and a
weeks.
concussion he got, right?
In 3 different weeks, in
shoulder
3
injury.
weeks, he got hurt like 6 different times.
And what
man.
was it? Was he just not sliding, or was he just like
I don't
trying
know.
to
He
do a
couldn't
Josh
slide.
Allen type?
He did not know when to go down.
Yeah, it really does get you
I
hurt.
don't know. I really don't know. He's got to talk to whoever Tua talk to and say, like, listen, I guess I got to start taking Taekwondo now, right?
I mean,
You guys
too,
read
I
that
think
story?
he was just like told, listen, one more concussion and you're a potato. Like you gotta slide.
Yeah,
Because-
Tua. Did you guys hear about that in the offseason? Tua was studying like Muay Thai or Kung Fu or something like that.
Dude was a freak, bro.
No, so he could avoid getting hit, and it worked.
Good. That honestly good for him. Because it worked
for
out.
him,
I
man.
mean, it worked
Good for
out. I
him.
mean, they made the playoffs.
What about
Yeah, I know.
Tyrod Taylor to the Steelers? I don't want to lose him as a Giants fan, but I guess that could be a move. I don't even know how he got to
like,
Steelers.
I don't know. It's kind of like when I was like watching Washington and they went out and they needed a quarterback and they settled for Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know, like
That's a good point.
Tyrod Taylor. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect Russell Wilson too much, but I mean, like you're kind of you're going backwards in the sense of like you're getting an older quarterback who's still trying to prove they have something, so you're not getting a legit star-studded quarterback. Like I genuinely think the Steelers need to trade up in the draft and get someone like Drake May or Jaden Daniels. Like I think that's the route they should go. Because I don't know. I just feel like you're settling for a quarterback at that point if you go after someone like Russell Wilson. And he's probably the best pick of the bunch in this offseason. I mean, no, Kirk Cousins. No, he's definitely the best pick, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'd say Kirk Cousins is.
Yeah, for sure. I forgot about Kirk.
And I'm pretty sure the Broncos are in on him now.
Maybe the Steelers go that route. Maybe they get Kirk Cousins. I think that would be a perfect fit for the Steelers. Kirk Cousins is great. He was on his way to have an MVP type season before he got hurt.
Yeah, he turned it around.
He's a smart quarterback. He knows what to do with the ball. He doesn't turn it over. I mean, he may not have the playoff wins, but I mean, I think that's a great fit for the Steelers, Kirk Cousins.
Zach Wilson's also going to be on the market.
Yeah, he can back up anyone. He's not a starter.
Another QB too. A lot of QB2s.
If I was the Steelers, I would trade a 5th round pick for Zach Wilson and I would sign Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, that's like a dream come true. Like
Zach Wilson, just learn and back up Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't learn much from Aaron Rodgers, but he didn't really have time because Aaron Rodgers played 3 plays.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not only that, but like I don't blame Zach Wilson for wanting out of New York.
No,
I don't either.
I honestly, like, people talk about like the New York media and stuff like that, and it is very unfair to a lot of guys. But I can't think of any player I've seen get treated more unfairly than Zach Wilson.
Honestly. Well, I think Zach Wilson got a lot of the slander because of Aaron Rodgers being hurt, and like they didn't have anyone to really push that, that negativity onto, and they all put it onto Zach Wilson because they all wanted to see Aaron Rodgers and played 3 snaps, and now you're watching Zach Wilson again for year 2, and you're like, what the fuck are we? Or not year 2, whatever year he's in, and you're like, what the fuck? And they pushed all the negativity onto Zach Wilson because it was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers' team.
Truth be told, I don't think they would have done much better with Rodgers. I really don't.
I mean, they had a very good defense, the Jets, but I don't know what. I honestly had them winning 10 to 12 games with Rodgers.
It's a different season with Rodgers completely.
I go back to when they were 3-3, and I think if you going into the season when you had Rodgers, assuming you had Rodgers for the whole season,
it was a tough schedule. It was a tough schedule to begin with.
I don't think you would be doing much better than 3-3, maybe 4-2.
I mean, the line was definitely a problem for the Jets. Nick, I mean, it's your team,
of course.
But
when the shit show really started, they started off pretty good. They were beating good teams. They were playing above expectations without Rodgers. It's when they lost complete confidence in Zach Wilson, they started doing this whole QB carousel.
Yeah.
That's when the season went down. That doesn't happen with Aaron Rodgers. That momentum stays with Rodgers. Garrett Wilson's more involved. Alan Lazard is definitely more involved, even though he dropped a bunch of easy passes all year. Lazard was ass this year.
So more involved too.
So yeah, exactly. The whole team was primarily designed just for Aaron Rodgers, not Zach Wilson.
I mean, yeah, you went out and got Nathaniel Hackett
all year long.
Like that's a Rodgers guy right there. You went out and got his whole supporting cast in Green Bay and Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb. A lot of people he's familiar with. Even his backup quarterback, our third-string quarterback, was a backup
we were starting Tim Boyle over.
You literally took the whole Green. You made him feel like he was still in Green Bay almost, and it was all for Aaron Rodgers to succeed. And then as soon as he got hurt, that's when you start hearing.
They did all of that to make it seem just like Green Bay, which wasn't good enough for Aaron Rodgers when they had Devontae freaking Adams.
Yeah, I mean,
just saying.
I know. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just like the team was meant for Aaron Rodgers, not Zach Wilson.
You tell me what the problem is. Just a thought. Maybe someone's ego should have stayed in Wisconsin.
I will say the Devontae Adams though will be coming to the Jets though. So You can definitely put that in the bank.
No, he's going to be playing home games at MetLife. He's going to be doing it in Giants blue.
Come on, you guys will be getting T. Higgins, so you guys will be fine. Don't worry. And
T. Higgins and Devontae would be even better. I'll trade you Tommy DeVito and a lifetime free Jersey Mikes whenever you want. Jersey Mikes.
All right.
To the Raiders.
This is Jersey Mike.
Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs.
You got yourself a deal. That's a deal.
There we go. Yeah. GM Dennis, he strikes again. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know if Devontae Adams is going to the Jets or not.
I feel like there's I feel there's mutual interest. I feel like it definitely.
I think there will
I'm
be.
sure he wants to be regrouped with Aaron Rodgers, who wouldn't want.
I
mean, he's a good quarterback.
Think so too.
And he went to the Raiders, and they got rid of his best friend Derek Carr. So I mean, like, I know, like, what's his name? Devontae Adams is from Las Vegas, but I'm sure he's like at the point now where he's like, I want to go and win. And the Raiders,
the Raiders are.
That. The Raiders.
What about the Bills?
That's a good place.
Yeah, that's another guy, Stephon Diggs. I think he's gone from the Bills too.
Oh, I think he's gone.
He's gone.
You want to talk about mutual interest in trading someone?
He said he's actually happy where he's at. They just reported that. But again, you don't know.
It's easy to say you're happy when you lose, but when you're doing good, then you can whine and throw tantrums on the sideline every game.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what the whole drama in Buffalo. Like, you really don't know what you're getting. Honestly, I mean, one week they're not following each other, the next week they're best friends. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just basing it off what I read.
Yeah.
Devontae, I mean, Stephon Diggs is apparently happy where he's at.
Listen,
take that with what you want. He probably will be gone. I mean, what does he have, like 3 more years on his contract? I don't even know.
He's getting old and getting a little washed up. But I think he's going to be even happier with the Dallas Cowboys next year. I think.
I mean, his hometown's Washington. His hometown's Washington D.C.
Stephon Diggs going to the Cowboys makes total sense.
Yeah, it makes too much sense.
Bring on more drama.
It's such the favorite pick, but that's the reason why it's the favorite pick. It makes too much sense, dude. Way too much sense.
His brother's on the team already.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it goes the other way. Maybe the Bills trade for Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah,
Cowboys
that could happen.
Need to figure out their whole franchise because
the
fans are shitting on Dak. I mean, yeah, Dak looked like absolute shit against the Packers, but I don't know what
absolute shit.
I don't know what they need, honestly.
Honestly, as much as flack as Dak is getting, the defense is what lost them the game.
Oh, 100% the defense.
Dak could have played like fucking prime Roger Staubach.
But they're saying that the garbage time touchdowns that Dak got, like Dak threw a lot of picks, and the defense looked
I guess
the defense did not help him at all.
The defense didn't show up.
No.
And
Dan Quinn's getting offers to be head coaching.
That's insane. And people are like, well, if you look at the regular season, it's like, well, that doesn't really matter.
When it comes playoff time, who the fuck cares about?
Are we trying to win in championships or are we trying to win 12 games?
Yeah, I don't know.
When it's all said and done, how many Super Bowl
his job either?
How many Super Bowl winning teams won less than 12 games in a regular and throughout the entire season? Not in the regular season and playoffs. You need to do better, obviously. You need to do better.
Yeah. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy offseason.
No, there's a lot of exciting offseason news coming for football for sure.
It's gonna be a lot of shifting and changing, especially with head coach.
I just want to know what Washington's gonna do. Honestly, I mean, they just got a new GM. I think Ben Johnson's the next head coach for Washington. So I want to stick it out with Howell. I really do, but again, I'm not the front office, and I think they want to draft a quarterback. So.
Yeah, that's another guy I was going to say. Maybe Sam Howell's on the market too now.
He could very well be on the market because he's proven he's not a backup. I mean,
I would love on the Steelers.
That's good. That's a good one.
That would be my number one pick. Big arm for George Pickens.
I can tell you this: wherever he goes, I will be rooting for him.
Yes.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude.
Oh, he just got fucked over by Ron Rivera and the whole.
Sam Howell to George Pickens. Oh my God, bro! I can't hype that up even more. That would be insane.
I want to know where Vrabel goes. There's been no news on him, man. That's surprising. I think he's the best candidate available for any team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm shocked Washington hasn't been interested in him. Honestly.
Has Atlanta got somebody yet?
Who?
Atlanta hasn't got anybody yet, right?
They interviewed Belichick twice.
That's it.
I think Harbaugh goes to the Chargers, and I think Belichick goes to the Falcons. I think that's my pick.
Crazy,
I'm surprised the Phillies.
And I think Washington. I think Washington goes after Ben Johnson after the Lions Super Bowl run.
I'm surprised the Eagles didn't get rid of Sirianni.
I think the Eagles are going to get
I should say that.
Ron
Surprised, but I
Rivera as
would've.
their defensive coordinator.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
And then
Anyone
Eric
but
Bieniemy is gonna
Patricia.
be their offensive coordinator. Will
Anyone but
Bieniemy-
Patricia.
Patricia, bro. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Oh my god is right. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why people still even hire
Sir-
him outside New England. Yeah, like seriously.
Sirianni, I don't know. I not that I would have fired him,
He's on. His seat's getting warm. His
but
seat
I
should be
would
getting
I
warm.
would I would definitely tell him when we're playing blowout games. You have two options: either stop the push stuff so our entire team doesn't get hurt, or when we're winning blowout games and a guy gets knocked hard or something like that, take them out of the game and don't let them play. What you did with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown countless times this season, because that's not going to last long at all. Jalen Hurts is not going to have a long career if they don't change that. They're just not going to have. He's just not going to have a long career. So
I mean, the Eagles have to have probably their season of how south it went so fast needs to be studied. This has to be one of the most disappointing seasons as a fan of any team in football.
they were 10-1 before they made Matt Patricia their defensive coordinator.
And
I want to be fair. I'm not going to put the whole blame on them. Their defense sucked all year.
yeah, I mean, Shaquille Leonard sucked.
It was reputation. Every single game was reputation for them.
And it's not easy to take over a play calling job for the team mid-season. I mean, definitely not. You're definitely not set up for success.
Maybe Giffen, who went to the Cardinals, was just better than they realized. Just more valuable than they realized. Could be that. Look at the Cardinals. The Cardinals actually played pretty decent this year. They had a lot of injuries. Kyler Murray, most notably, but they weren't. I wouldn't say they were a bad team. They were just slightly worse than the other ones. So,
yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting offseason for the NFL. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Honestly, I don't know where Kirk Cousins ends up. I don't know what's going on with the Eagles. I think the Eagles definitely need a way better defensive coordinator option than what they have right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And they need to revamp that whole defense. I mean, it's gonna be a good challenge for the GM there, because I mean, I really feel like they went all out. They went all out, and they made it to a Super Bowl. They didn't get what they wanted. They didn't win, but this is a real test. Isn't Swift a free agent too?
No, Jason Kelce.
I mean,
yeah, he's retired.
He said that he retired, or it's pretty much known.
He said he's retired completely.
Oh wow,
That's what I heard.
He came out the day after they got eliminated, or maybe even that night. He said he was done.
Yeah. I knew it was iffy. I didn't know if it was 100% true.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and the NFC East is going to be interesting because you got.
Don't sleep on my G-Man, dude.
That's what
I'm not even saying it as a joke.
Defensive coordinator opening
honestly.
there. I mean, who's the OC there? Did Dable take over the duty, or is it someone else? I don't know who the offensive coordinator is.
Oh, I think it's Kafka.
He didn't get fired. He's still there.
Man.
So that's an open. They have a defensive coordinator opening there. I mean, Wink's now a free agent, or whatever you want to call him, an opportunity.
If Wink Martindale goes to the Eagles,
I'm telling you, it's going to be him or Ron Rivera. Him or Ron Rivera going there as defensive coordinators.
I'm okay with Ron Rivera. I like Ron Rivera.
Oh, I would love it. So when we play them, we can shit on them.
If Wink Martindale leaves the Giants to go to the Eagles,
that'd be hilarious.
I wouldn't find it funny.
I would find it funny as a watcher.
I would not find that very funny.
Why?
I wouldn't be having a good time.
Yeah. Sorry, guy. Let's go back to your old point. I didn't realize that DeAndre Swift is a free agent this year. I did not realize that.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm
telling you, the Eagles have a very big test this offseason. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Howard Roseman's a good GM, man.
He is. So I'm curious to see how this goes.
I'm kind of hoping. I'm
And
kind of
now
hoping
they're
Swift
kind of
resigns in Philly.
they're
He's
kind of
balled
dealing
out
with
there.
those repercussions of going all out.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna lose. They're losing a lot of people. I saw a list. I forgot what the list was, but I know Swift was a big name, and now Kelsey's retiring. I mean, that's a huge loss on the line.
Yeah.
And just a presence in the locker room, like as a captain.
Yeah, he's their team leader.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be a very interesting offseason, and I'm excited to see it because Washington finally looks like they're on the up on this side of things. Can't
I
say
don't
that.
even know where else DeAndre Swift would go.
You probably resign.
Yeah, I think he balled out there. He loved that playing that system. But to name some of the Eagles free agents real quick, Jason Kelsey, retired. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Marcus Mariota, DeAndre Swift, Boston Scott, another running back, Shaquille Leonard. Yeah, wow. Darius Leonard. Yeah, so he
did not. He did not play good.
Yeah.
At all. He looked terrible. Like he looks awful. He can't cut. He looks terrible.
I'm saying the Eagles are definitely going to re-sign Swift at least because they're losing Swift, Scott, and Rashad Penny.
Did they resign? Did they sign Smith? Devontae Smith.
I think so. Yeah.
He's under contract.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do you think that
Zach Cunningham's free agent?
Do you think that Dallas is mad that they always lose and they don't offer DeAndre Swift the RB1 job, make Pollard back to what he was when Zeke was there, a more pass catching?
I think Dallas
receiver
running back. I think they draft that Michigan running back.
Or that. I mean, whatever the option is.
I think Pollard. I think Pollard's gone. I think he's.
Is he a free agent too?
I don't know if he's a free agent, but I think he's losing his job.
Yeah, he was not that good this year. He
wasn't. He really took on the RB1 role and sucked.
Tony Pollard's a free agent.
He is? Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he's gone. I think they draft a rookie running back and let him walk.
Them boys might sign Swift, and dude, he would be nasty now.
I don't think they sign a running back. I honestly think they go the draft route and draft that kid.
That's also true. They always draft running back.
You know what it is? I don't watch college football. I don't watch college sports, so anytime I think of moves or anything like that, I black it out.
Pretty much saying that. It's pretty much outside like the first round talents.
I kind of follow it. I have Dallas friends as well who are saying like they want Pollard gone and they want to draft the running back from
which makes sense because Dallas does draft running back really well.
They always do.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah,
and Pollard, he's not gonna. He obviously get a job somewhere else.
Yeah,
I think they let him walk because he's gonna be demanding money, and the running back market's always fucked.
Yeah,
and another big name in the NFC East running back wise is Saquon. Do you think he leaves?
I would rather get rid of Daniel Jones than Saquon.
Yeah,
we proved that we could win games or be competitive with Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
So what do you think they do? Because that's a big decision to make. Like, do you ride with Daniel Jones or do you ride with Saquon?
Jones is locked in, man.
I know, but they could trade him.
They could renegotiate the contract.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
I would do whatever in my power if I'm a Giants GM is to get Saquon Barkley back on the team.
Yeah.
I would renegotiate Daniel Jones' contract.
Give him a 2-year deal, 3-year deal. Something like that.
He's your best offensive player by far. He's probably your best player by far. Like you gotta.
Oh, definitely.
You gotta.
I would say he's the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, Sterling. I always call him Sterling Shepard, but he's retiring. So
yeah. I mean, I think Saquon has matured a lot. I'm not saying he was ever immature, but like he's like really taken on that leadership role. I feel like he's on the sideline with all the players. You know,
he's definitely earned. He's earned a long-term contract for a running
Do you want to
back.
hear something? Like honestly, if I was the Giants, and you guys know I like Daniel Jones, but if you just bought him out, ate the money, and just signed Kirk Cousins, and just said take less money, we'll keep Saquon, and we'll try to get better pieces around this.
I mean,
I'm not too keen on Shane as a GM so far. I'm really not.
No.
We got rid of James Bradbury. Oh, glad that didn't work out for us, right? It was instantly good with the freaking Eagles. We got rid of Julian Love. Instantly good with the Seahawks. who's good with us. It's just I don't understand it. I really don't understand the vision of the team. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be. I feel like the talk should have already started with getting Saquon back. Like you don't want that drama in the media getting involved. We've already talked about the New York media with Zach Wilson. I mean, you don't want that to, rub him the wrong way and then have him be like, fuck it. I love the Giants, but I'm going to take my talents elsewhere. Clearly, they don't appreciate me, blah, blah, blah. That's the last thing you want getting inside a player's head. I feel like it should have already been, signed, done deal already.
Yeah.
So, but again, I don't know. The running back market is so messed up, so I don't know what they're possibly even thinking.
The only guys on the team that are more important than Saquon, arguably, you could even say Saquon is the most important player, and I wouldn't really push back on it. Thibodeau and Bobby Okereke. Everyone else could go fuck themselves.
Dexter Lawrence, what about him?
I'd put Saquon ahead of him.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like,
Dexter Lawrence, sure, neck and neck. But aside from those four, everyone could go fuck themselves. The offensive line is terrible. The receivers are trash.
I just think Dable really messed up by keeping Thomas in that game week 1 against the Cowboys. I really think he should have pulled him in that blowout and have him healed up that hamstring. Because he could have played. He could have played the season, missed 2-3 games early in the season because you could always come back. Like when you continue to play a player on that. Sorry, I'm opening up a wound.
No, it's okay because I'm an idiot. I don't know the first thing about football, but I'm telling you right now, I'd be able to manage the clock and manage injuries infinitely better than some of these morons. Look at the Bengals. Look at the Bengals.
Ron Rivera is infamous for having his arms crossed and not knowing when to throw a challenge flag. So I mean,
dude, they let the carcass of Joe Burrow play 3 weeks when the guy was injured.
Yeah. That was actually me and Nick talked about that when that show first started because that's when all that was going on.
Yeah.
We were saying, how do you continue to play this guy?
The first 3 weeks of the season are more important than any other week of the season. Yeah. They're not. And am I mad that I benched Daniel Jones for Joe Burrow week 1? If I started Daniel Jones, I would have made the playoffs in my fantasy league. Yeah, I'm a little mad. I'm a little ticked off. But still, yeah, you get the point I'm trying to make. Like it's some of these teams, man, and it's the same thing with the Eagles. It's like, do you guys know? Like, it's one thing to call play; it's another thing to just throw your guys out to the wolves.
Yeah. Like, at what point are you actually trying to win or take care of your team?
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh well. Do we have anything else for football?
No, I was just gonna make the transition. We could probably bring up the Hall of Fame for baseball now.
All right. Well, this was Pastimes on the mic, talking some football. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, all that noise. Send us a question, predictions, AFC Championship, NFC Championship. Where does Kirk Cousins go? Where does Russell Wilson go? Where does Sam Howell go? To be a QB carousel this offseason. It's going to be exciting. So thank you for tuning in. Have a good one, everybody.